Millions of girls continue to miss school because of their period. For some, the shame that comes with this natural experience is too much, as they face ridicule during this time of the month. Many have to choose between buying bare necessities and sanitary pads. Earlier this year, the Full View embarked on a period poverty campaign to raise 50,000 boxes of sanitary towels for 30,000 learners across the country with the support of the SABC News division. The team was awarded an international recognition from the most influential people of African descent in association with the UN General Assembly in New York.
Sometimes ubuhlungu ukuthi udlule kwi-periods because ufeeling ngathi khona i-burden eza kuwe because makufika i-monthly period awazi nokuthi uzoqalaphi awazi ukuthi uzobheka kuphi and vele uthi yo kunzima andazi nokuthi uzoqalaphi and then sometimes ke ucela ama-neighbor ukuthi yazi combeleke i-period and sometimes nale neighbor ayinayo so andazi sometimes uzohlala endlini uzibone uba uzozenzela kanjani.
My parents are unemployed both and having access to pads is a difficult thing. Girls use toilet papers, old clothes, or sometimes they are clothing. You understand? I've been in those situations whereby I have to use my old clothes, I have to use my clothes to help myself. So it's something that we as girls, we're going through a lot.
It's estimated that up to 7 million schoolgirls cannot afford sanitary pads, and while the actual state of absenteeism remains unknown, UN research estimates that 1 in 10 girls in sub-Saharan Africa miss school during their period. The World Bank says around 500 million women and girls globally lack access to the facilities they need to manage their periods. This is evident at Noordgesig High in Johannesburg, where learners often find it difficult to manage their period. It became clear during this broadcast that the school urgently needs support, along with projects to educate boys about menstruation.
Even the boys, they find it funny when a girl is on the stage where she has a period. They find it funny to communicate with teachers and just laughs and mocks at her all the time.
So let's talk about the SABC.
For the Full View team, the day wasn't only about drawing attention to the issue, but also to help ensure these girls have pads.
We've made periods such a taboo topic, and yet it's something that happens to women every single month. And so when we talk about period poverty, we're not just talking about experiencing this poverty, at one stage or another. We're talking about a monthly occurrence. When you talk about shame that these girls are experiencing.
The women in government, the women in parliament, have been fighting for this for many, many years, have been calling for this issue to be dealt with in a much more impactful way by ensuring that women who, especially those women who are poor, women who can't afford, do get a sanitary dignity, as I can call it.
This initiative is very much about building sustainable communities. There are young girls that do not present at school because they are either embarrassed, don't have sanitary towels. On behalf of Aspen Pharmacare this evening, pledge the full 50,000 sanitary towels that are, that you are trying to collect this evening. We'll give a commitment or a pledge this evening to fund all 50,000.
The day for these learners may have had a happy ending, but the country still needs systems in place to help young girls. It was this broadcast that saw the SABC honored in New York at MyPad.
What does this accolade, this honor, this recognition mean to you as the executive producer of Full View, but to your team, your hardworking team that puts on a show every day of the week?
There's just 2 of us in New York tonight taking this award. I would have not done it without our wonderful producer, with the entire team of Full View who's watching us right now. And I'm going to say hi to the team because I'm normally on the other side.
Right. So
to receive this accolade for the SABC in the Hall of Fame and to sit amongst other leaders in this country, like we heard the mayor of New York and with Kenya, and last night I met the deputy president of Costa Rica, to exchange those type of relationships, and for the South African broadcaster to be here is immense gratitude, and we feel so humbled.
It means it can't just be for me, it's for the team as well, but
it means that when I go back home, what do I do for the young person in Africa, not only South Africa, in Africa, to ensure that they get to that level that they want to see themselves in?
Our mandate requires that there should not be any powerful institution that we are beholden to. Our decision as editorial should be based on news value, should be derived from the sense of the public's right to know. To me, this award is an indication that actually we are central to the public life in terms of journalism, in terms of the media, in terms of public broadcasting.
We are quite proud with the achievements that the news and current affairs team has really achieved over the many years. And I think the fact that Bongiwe and Megan are being recognized is really true testament to the hard work, dedication, commitment that we have seen from the news division.
South Africa is marking 16 days of activism for no violence against women and children, and the campaign is as important as ever. In August, UNICEF reported that 243 children and 855 women were murdered in South Africa between April and June, while a further 1,670 children were victims of grievous bodily harm. This was a 58% jump for the same period last year. Yet activists in 2022 are still up in arms over free sanitary pads. They see this as a violation of the dignity of young girls. And while many of these young girls should be embracing their transition to womanhood, every month a range of economic and social burdens make this a miserable time. It is this misery that continues to see the #FreePads trending. Bongiwe Zwane, SABC News.